The order of operations are a set of rules used to simplify expressions. Now, typically, you've probably heard this acronym before, the acronym of PEMDAS, or Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally. This is an acronym used in order to remember in which order you should simplify expressions. You may also see on mathletics.com that they use a different acronym, an acronym that they call BODMAS. This is the exact same thing. It's an acronym used to remember the order of operations. And again, the order of operations is just a set of rules used to simplify expressions. Now, in middle school at Holy Innocents, we're going to simplify PEMDAS down even to something smaller than PEMDAS. And here's how. Instead of using the letter P to remember parentheses, we're going to include other types of grouping symbols like brackets and fraction bars and things like that. So instead of using parentheses, the P for parentheses, we'll use a G for grouping symbols. Now, exponent will remain the same. We could have used orders like they do up here with BODMAS, but instead we'll keep E the same. Now, with multiplication and division, this is where things get simplified. Division is defined by multiplication. Make sure to write that down. Division is defined by multiplication. And here's why. Division is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So let me say that again. Division is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal of a number. So every time you divide, you are technically multiplying, which is why you are always taught to multiply or work from left to right. If division comes first, you divide first. If multiplication comes first, you multiply first. So that's why, and the reason, again, is because division is defined by multiplication. So at Holy Innocents, instead of writing MD, we're going to simplify that down to M, because division is defined by multiplication. Now, the same rule applied with PEMDAS for addition and subtraction. You again work it from left to right. So if subtraction comes first, you subtract first. If addition comes first, then you add first. And the reason again is because of the definition of the word subtraction. Subtraction is defined by addition. Subtraction is the same as, instead of writing A and S, we'll simplify this down to just an A. So the acronym that you need to remember in middle school at Holy Innocents is GMA. Let's do an example problem. Suppose we had something like this. Make sure to write this down. Suppose we had an expression like this and we wanted to simplify it. We would simplify it using the order of operations, and the acronym that we use is GMA. The first step is to work with the grouping symbols. Now here, instead of subtracting 4, adding the opposite of 4. 2 and the opposite of 4 is -2. And now we've simplified all that we can within the parentheses, so the grouping symbols are technically gone. We don't have any exponents, but we do have division. And remember, division is defined by multiplication, so we're going to rewrite this division problem as a multiplication problem. Instead of 10 divided by -2, we're going to change it to 10 times the reciprocal of -2, which is 10 times 1 over -2. Now we can just multiply straight across. 10 times 1 over -2 is -5. -5 times 3 is -15.